Hi guys, Lucy here. Great to see you. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be walking us through a little experiment that I did. You can kind of see here how it's kind of shiny on one half and not shiny on the other half. One side has a gloss varnish, the other side has a matte varnish. Excuse me. Pretty straightforward. I did this little illustration. It might have been a little unnecessary to do the entire painting, but I wanted to do a true test of the material. If I had tested these two varnishes in my sketchbook or on a piece of watercolor paper, the end results would have been totally different and really wouldn't have helped me at all in what I'm trying to achieve here. Yes, I realize now that I could have just put down some color swatches instead of a semi-finished painting, but I wanted to see how each material not only affected the color, but how it affected the details in the work that I did. I'm currently working on a series of acrylic paintings, and they're going to be part of a collaborative show with a friend of mine who is an installation artist. We have very different styles of work, but we're challenging one another to kind of think differently about our styles and our stories in our work in doing this collaboration. I will talk more about that later. Right now, I'm going to kind of tell you guys what materials I'm using. As you can see, I thought I was showing these bottles to a camera that was over the artwork, but it was not recording at that point in time. The first one I'm working with here is the Liquitex Soluvar Matte Varnish. It is archival, but it's also removable. I'm not a big fan of this actual material because it's like boogery. It's very thin on top, and then at the very bottom of the jar, there's almost like rubber cement that you have to mix. So it's not super fun to work with. I use tape to make my edges nice and sharp to know the difference between the two sides. I'm using some old brushes that I don't care if I throw them out to apply the material. I don't think that you're supposed to use this kind of brush, but you know, I was using what I had on hand at the time. Sometimes you gotta make do, right? So this is the matte varnish. I also think that you're supposed to let it air dry. I was impatient and chose to take my hair dryer to it, reading the instructions to make sure I wasn't going to blow up. I think one of my challenges with this test is the fact that I really wanted it to be done within a couple of hours. I just wanted to know what my results were going to be, and I think that actually hindered my final results a little bit, which I'll get into later with the gloss varnish. Now we're switching over to the gloss varnish, also Liquitex. I just get mine at Dick Blick's art supplies. We have one here. They're not everywhere though, so you may need to get yours either online or at your local art store. I think Michael's and Joann's probably has Liquitex. It's a pretty standard brand, at least from my experience. So to go into gloss varnish in a little more detail, this particular varnish is a permanent sealant. So once you put it on your surface, there's no taking it back off. So make sure that you are happy with your painting and finished. It is supposed to become super even when you're done applying it. It's kind of supposed to flatten out. I think because I took a hairdryer to it, it ended up really kind of knobbly and weird and dried unevenly. So this particular test, the surface was not great. I hope to remedy that in the future. I mean, because why would you want to go to all the effort of making this, painting just to have a weird textured surface over the top of it? I mean, maybe that's what you're going for, but I certainly wasn't. I chose these panels, these nice flat surface panels, so that I could get really sharp details and have kind of a smooth end result in my paintings. So having that smooth surface when I'm finished is going to be really satisfying. You can already see here where the difference is between the two sides. The matte side almost looks like it didn't put anything on it. I can tell from here that there's kind of a difference in thickness in areas where I painted. You can also see on that shiny side where that surface is not perfectly flat. It's there's almost like paint strokes, almost sort of cracks in it too. But I do love how the color is deeper and richer and the lines are sharper. The artist who I will be collaborating with works a lot in shiny and iridescent and colorful materials, and I hope that by adding this gloss varnish to the surface of my paintings, it will feel more cohesive when when her work is actually incorporated into my work, and then when they're all kind of in a room together. So hopefully this will have the results that I want, and I will get a little more practiced at actually applying the varnish. And as I figure this varnish thing out, I will be producing more process videos of these paintings from my upcoming show. So if you liked watching this today, hit that subscribe button. Or if you want to get more content like this, more behind the scenes looks at my studio and my life as an artist, become a patron. Links are going to be in my description below. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Just a little side note, I'm going to switch my camera from looking at you up here to looking at you, you looking at me, whatever. Oh, hi Mug. This is Mug. He's my studio assistant. He's very insistent on being right here anytime I'm doing anything, especially if I'm talking. Anyway, hi. Do you approve? Can you not walk on my wet paint? Oh. All right, good buddy. Good boy. Oh, that was scary. Come on, sweetie. What'd you do? This is my life. Welcome. Okay, we're gonna try that again. This chaos. It never ends. Okay, try that one more time.